Good morning, and thank you for watching the KC Auction video blog today. I'm Jason Roske, the owner and the auctioneer at the KC Auction Company, and thank you so much for watching. We do this every Friday morning at 11:45 Central Standard Time, and have a good time doing it. Usually we have guests, but this week we are just doing me. It's just myself doing the blog this week because I had a busy week, didn't have a chance to get a guest lined up, and also once in a while I just like to do a refresh of what we have been doing. Right, we've had an incredibly busy 4 months or so since the pandemic has hit. Obviously, we were shut down in March, like everybody else. We were able to start going back to work online at towards the end of March, April, and I've had a really interesting few months. But before we talk about what we sold, let's talk about some of the things that we have done around the business. We've had a chance to really do some really great things in the company in that time. We've been able to renovate the second floor, and by doing so, we're going to be able to increase our efficiencies, allowing us to sell more merchandise for our clients. One of the problems we've had for the last couple of years is just not being able to process as much, to sell as much as we get called to do. We have a lot of calls every day, calls, emails, direct messages on Facebook, Instagram, contact on LinkedIn. Any way that you can contact us, people are contacting us, and we're just having to say no to so much good quality merchandise that we looked at the building and said, if we move my office to a smaller room, we can make that office another photography area and be able to process and handle and logistically process more things going forward. So we've been doing that. We're almost completely finished with that. We've been doing that while we've been having these auctions. Something else we've done in that same vein is this week we hired Carrie Gibson. Many of you in the Kansas City auction world know Carrie. She used to work for a colleague of mine, a competing company here in Kansas City, and they split ways. Carrie is full of wonderful information and experience, and she started just this week and has already helped us move things forward in a positive way. Be able to offload some of the work that I'm normally having to do, and so we've been able to become more efficient that way as well. We implemented our RAKC Auctions, the Remote Associates of KC Auction Company Auctions. These are people around the area. So far, we've had 3 people do it. 2 of them have their second one online right now, where they take the pictures, they write the descriptions, they stand behind the work that they're selling, and we provide the platform and access to our bidder database. And they're able to sell things. So far, it's been mainly a couple of antique dealers I've known for a long time who have really good quality merchandise and are obviously not able to do shows or haven't been. And as the show world is in limbo in many places, that's probably going to be consistent going forward. So we're happy to offer that platform and service to friends of ours. And we're looking at how to make that even more aggressive, how to enlarge that for more sellers going forward. There's some glitches in the system we need to work out, but so far it's worked out pretty well. Our sellers have been happy with the results to the point where they're doing it again. So that's always a good thing. We've worked with several nonprofits, the Albrecht Kemper Museum of Art, Symphony in the Flint Hills. We just had consignments come in from Heartstrings. These are all organizations that generally have a live event, and because their events have been canceled, we've been able to take merchandise that they would have sold in those live auction events and put them online for them. Does a couple of things. Obviously, generates revenue and cash for them, and also brings attention to their organization and cause, which allows them to further their mission. Right? All the nonprofits we work with have very important missions. Is why they're in business. That's why they're in existence, and they can only do so much, but they can do more with the more notoriety they get. And the more information that they are, more often they're able to be in front of their patrons and other folks. We started using Streamyard. You've seen this, the KC Auction video blog on the bottom. We can put all kinds of different things, ask questions below our website. We've had different guests on. There's been a lot of fun with that. We've had guests on from around the country, Delaware and Massachusetts and Kansas and Missouri. And in a few weeks, we're talking to a couple out of New York. We're having a lot of fun with this. We're getting some really interesting conversations going, and we're looking forward to doing more of that in the future, again, every Friday morning. And I'm hoping to bring people that you think are interesting, also people that are important. I'm talking to a mental health expert about getting her scheduled to speak with us about the challenges that families face in any time when they're working on distributing and cleaning up and executing an estate. There's a lot of it's a very traumatic time. It's we only generally get to work with folks in the most stressful times of their lives: death, divorce, uh, disease, downsizing, the big D's. And so there's a lot of stress, a lot of trauma, a lot of concern. There's a lot of family structure issues that come up. And so we want to talk to a mental health expert about things that can be done to make that process easier and better for those going through it. I think mental health is such an important topic anytime, and especially now with COVID. Like, I know that I've had, concerns about everything related to COVID. My son just started college, went to college this week. We're excited about that and concerned at the same time. So there's a lot of things that a mental health expert can bring to the table in regular daily life, but also when we're talking to folks as well. So I'm hoping to get that arranged. And then let's talk about some of the things that we've sold. First, let's talk about Facebook. In the last month, we've had our posts have reached 59,700 people. Basically, 60,000 people have seen our posts in the last 30 days. That's 28 days. I'm sorry. We've really taken to using Facebook and Instagram. I think our Instagram reach has been, I don't have that number for me, but we use those platforms a lot. LinkedIn, if you're on LinkedIn, please find me on there. We just started a KC Auction Appraisal Company business page on LinkedIn. We're excited to watch that grow and provide content there. Each platform has different content. Instagram is much more visually based, so we post a lot more pictures and stories there. Here on Facebook, we post auctions, but I also post articles and stories pertaining to the industry and to the situation that people find themselves in once they're calling an auction company, right? LinkedIn is kind of more of that vein, more in-depth, deeper conversation around specific topics in the appraisal world and auction methodology. So since this pandemic started, we've had 9 auctions. Which seems like a lot, right, for the times that we're in and the challenges that we're facing. We have sold over 1,400 items in that time frame. Right now, we have 947 lots online right now. This afternoon, we're adding another 75. We have this really killer gold coin collection picked up this week in St. Louis. 75 gold coins. 25 of them are the big $20 golds right here. And so that's coming up. So we'll have over 1,000 lots on auction this weekend, closing over the next 10 days or so, 10 to 12 days. So we're really excited about that. And some of the things that we've sold in particular, probably the most intriguing piece was the Stout Diaries. These are the Monuments Men, Lieutenant Commander George Leslie Stout. Here you can see I was looking at it on my desk. My screensaver is this George Leslie Stout in the screen right there. These were consigned by his daughter-in-law here in Kansas City. And we were so thrilled. Hey, Stan, how you doing? Thanks for watching. We were so thrilled to be able to offer these. We were talking to a lot of people around the country. It was interesting. Most people thought, because the information is actually digitized. Thanks, Rick. The best auction company in KC, highest quality. You can't find a better group to hang your items. We've used their services multiple times. Appreciate that so much, Rick. But the daughter-in-law of Lieutenant Commander Stout lives here in Kansas City in a retirement home. She's in her 80s. How do you divide up 3 or 4 books? And so they decided to sell them. There are several institutions that they could have been donated to. They thought about that. The problem was they didn't know which one really would want them the most or make the most sense. And there's also a financial concern. And so we brought them to line. They did sell to a major institution, underbid by several other institutions. We'll be able to at some point state who that was. But then the other thing is that they brought $46,000 with the buyer's premium. So that was pretty cool. Yes, it was very impressive. It was a fun thing to watch the bidding on that night a few weeks ago. And they were delivered by courier out to the East Coast. and they are now in their forever home. So pretty excited about that. And so that was a really cool thing. We've had really great success selling other things too, right? We sold a dining room set, and furniture has been historically slow and lower priced recently. The dining room set with the buyer's premium brought $7,245. And it was a nice set, but I haven't sold a set for anything over $2,000 in years and years and years. So I think the traditional furniture market has definitely come up. I think anything decor related is getting a lot of attention right now because people are at home and they're having to, they're looking at what they're living with every day. They're not going out and spending money on food and movies, concerts and stuff like that. And so they're East Coast University, this institution, not university. Sorry about that, Matt. East Coast institution. I was thinking about St. Louis University, our oldest son going there the other day. A lot of things going on this week. Moved our son into St. Louis University, picked up that collection of coins there. And then tragically, one of my best friends passed on Wednesday night, Thursday morning as well. So it's been a rough week. Again, that mental health conversation is important to keep that in mind. We sold a lot of jewelry in the last few months. Another really cool thing we sold in one of our RAKC auctions, there was 2 bronze plaques about this big from the Kansas City Board of Trade buildings that was renovated, who knows, 40 years ago, 50 years ago. And they brought like $2,500 when it was all said and done. They sold individually. And there's 2 people that really wanted them, but they bid on both, so they make sure they got one. And each person got one of them, which was really nice. So that was a really cool thing to see that. But we've had a really great run of auctions, of information coming out. With some really big things in the works. I just got a call right now from a potential client we talked to 6 months ago. Their situation has come through such that we can start working for them in about a month. Life-size bronzes, a lot of Southwest decor and interesting pieces in their collection. So we're excited about that. The gold auction is going online today. Thanks again so much for watching. If you watch us regularly, you can always email us at info@kcauctioncompany.com. If you have questions about anything we do on the show, anything we do in our business, things how they relate to you, please reach out to us there. You can always give us a phone call at 816-283-3633. Amy, Carrie, or I will answer. If not, we'll get the answering service. And you can always check us out at kcauctioncompany.com. You can see all of our auctions, previous and coming up there. And we're excited about that. We're also going with the West 18th Street Fashion Show this year, which is a really cool thing. We're sponsoring them and got involved with them because they're not going to be able to do the fashion show. So they're doing a movie instead. And we're excited to see how that all boils down and comes to fruition here in a little bit. So thank you all so much for watching the KC Auction video blog. We will talk to you next Friday. Other than that, check out our current auctions. If you have any questions, let us know and have a great day.